Let me ask you something very honestly. If you are a new coach, what is the biggest thing stopping you from starting your coaching business? Is it your knowledge? Is it your coaching skill? Is it your confidence? Or is, is it this one thought sitting somewhere in your mind? But Sunil, I don't have testimonials. I don't have success stories. Who will trust me? How will I sell my coaching program? How will I conduct a webinar? What will I show people? What will I put on my website? What will I post on social media? And you know what happens? This one thought becomes bigger and bigger in your mind. First, you think, I need 2 or 3 testimonials. Then, I need 10 testimonials. Then, maybe I need 20 testimonials. And slowly, you stop thinking about starting the business. You start thinking only about getting proof. And this is where I want to stop you, because I have seen this happen with so many new coaches. They have knowledge, they have experience, they genuinely want to help people, they have a real skill, they have a real passion, but they are not starting. Why? Because they are waiting for somebody else to prove that they are good enough. And my dear friends, I want you to understand this very clearly. You don't need testimonials before you start coaching. You need to start coaching so that you can create testimonials. That's a very different way of looking at your business. Think about it. How can you have 50 success stories if you have not started helping people? How can you have 30 testimonials if you have not created 30 transformations? How can people talk about your results if you are not giving people an opportunity to experience your coaching? This is the trap. You are waiting for the result before doing the work that creates the result. And honestly, this is not a testimonial problem. This is a system problem. Let me explain. Suppose you are a new coach. You know your subject very well. Maybe you are a mindset coach. Maybe you are a business coach. Maybe you are a fitness coach. Maybe you are a career coach. Maybe you are a spiritual coach. Maybe you are a relationship coach. You know your subject. But then you start asking yourself, where will I get clients? How will I find leads? How will I conduct a webinar? What should I say? How will I sell? How will I follow up? How will I deliver my program? And after I help someone, how do I collect the testimonial? Now you are trying to solve 10 different problems at the same time. And when you try to solve everything yourself, you get overwhelmed. Then you say, maybe I should first learn marketing. So you buy a marketing course. Then you say, maybe I should learn Instagram. You watch 50 videos. Then you say, maybe I need a website. You spend 3 weeks making a website. Then you say, maybe I need a funnel. Then you learn funnels, then automation, then AI, then Canva, then YouTube, then SEO, then WhatsApp. And after 6 months, you know a lot more, but you still don't have a coaching business. Have you seen this? Maybe you are living this right now. You are learning but not launching. You are planning but not executing. You are preparing but not serving. And the most painful part, every month you delay, your confidence goes down. Because somewhere inside you start thinking, maybe I'm not capable. No, stop. You are not incapable. You are simply trying to build a business without a proper system and without the right support. And this is exactly where my approach is different. Because when you come and work with me, I'm not expecting you to come with everything ready. You don't need 100 testimonials. You don't need a perfect website. You don't need thousands of followers. You don't need huge YouTube channel. You don't need to know everything about digital marketing. You don't even need to know how to build a complete system. That is my job. Your job is to bring your knowledge, your experience, your commitment, your willingness to help people, and your willingness to take action. My job is to help you turn that knowledge into a coaching business. And this is why I created Sudarshan membership. Because I don't want you to just watch another course. I don't want you to collect another 100 videos. I don't want you to attend another webinar, take notes, feel motivated, and then go back to the same place. I want to work with you. I want to see what you are doing. I want to understand where you are stuck. I want to help you fix the problem. I want to help you build the system step by step. And yes, that includes testimonials. But here is the important part. We don't chase testimonials. We create a system where testimonials become a natural outcome of helping people. If you want 20 testimonials, we build the process for 20. If you want 30, we build the process for 30. If you want 40, we build the process for 40. Because once you understand how to create transformation and once you have a proper client journey, collecting testimonials becomes much easier. And I want you to remember one line from this video. Your problem is not that you don't have testimonials. Your problem is that you don't yet have a system that creates them. And if you are ready to build that system, then stay with me, because now I am going to show you exactly what changes when you stop building your coaching business alone and start getting real personal support, real hand holding, and real implementation support. Because you don't need another course, you need someone who can walk with you. And that is exactly what Sudarshan is designed for. You don't have to build it alone. Now, let me tell you something very honestly. Building a coaching business is not difficult because coaching is difficult. It becomes difficult when you are trying to do everything alone. Think about your own situation. You have an idea for your coaching program. You know what you want to teach. You may even know exactly who you want to help. But then you open your laptop and suddenly you have 20 questions. What should my offer be? What should I charge? What should my webinar be about? How do I get people into the webinar? Where should I create my landing page? How do I connect WhatsApp? How do I follow up? How do I run my meta ads? What should I post? What should I say in my videos? How do I get clients? How do I deliver the coaching? And how do I get testimonials? And now you are not coaching anymore. You are trying to become a website designer, a copywriter, a video editor, a social media manager, an SEO expert, a funnel builder, an automation expert, a salesman, all at the same time. Come on, one person cannot do everything perfectly. And this is where many talented coaches lose their momentum. Not because they are bad coaches, because they are spending their energy in the wrong places. They are thinking, should I use this tool? Should I use that platform? Should I make this type of reel? Should I run ads? Should I start YouTube? Should I create a course? Should I do webinars? And after consuming hundreds of videos, they are still standing at the starting line. My dear friends, information is everywhere. Implementation support is rare. That is the difference I want you to understand. When you join Sudarshan, you are not simply getting information from me. You are getting direction, you are getting a roadmap, you are getting support, and most importantly, you are getting someone who can look at your situation and tell you, okay, don't worry, this is what we do next. That one sentence can save you months. Imagine you are building your landing page, you are stuck, you don't know what headline to write. Instead of spending 3 days watching YouTube videos, you can get the right direction. You are preparing your webinar, you don't know how to structure it. Instead of downloading 20 webinar templates, you get help with your actual webinar. You are creating your offer. You don't know whether people will understand it. We work on your actual offer, your actual audience, your actual business. That is what I mean by personal support, not theory. Your business, your problem, your next step. I don't want you to learn everything. I want you to build everything you actually need. There is a big difference. You don't need to become an expert in funnels. You need a funnel that works for your coaching business. You don't need to become an automation expert. You need automation that saves your time. You don't need to become an SEO expert. You need people to find you. You don't need to become a social media expert. You need content that brings attention and trust. And you don't need to become testimonial expert. You need happy clients and a simple system to capture their transformation. This is why I keep saying, build the system, not just the skill, because skills are useful, but systems create consistency. Let me give you a simple example. Suppose you help someone for 30 days. At the end of those 30 days, they tell you, Sunil, I got this result. Now, most coaches say, oh, wow, that's great. And that's it. Testimonial lost. Gone, finished. But a proper system says, what was your situation before coaching? What problem were you facing? What did we work on? What changed? What result did you get? What would you tell someone who is thinking about joining? Now you have a story, not just a compliment, a story, and stories sell. Because people don't trust your claims, they trust experiences. They want to know, has somebody like me got a result? That's why testimonials are powerful. But again, the testimonial is only the visible part. Behind every strong testimonial, there should be a strong coaching process, a strong onboarding process, a strong delivery process, a strong follow up process, a transformation process, and finally, a testimonial collection process. That is what I want to help you build. And this is where the personal support becomes very powerful, because sometimes you know what to do but you don't do it. Sometimes you don't know what to do. Sometimes you start something and get stuck halfway. Sometimes you simply need somebody to push you. You need somebody saying, come on, finish this. You need somebody saying, no, don't waste your time on this, do this first. You need somebody saying, this offer is confusing, let's simplify it. You need somebody saying, your webinar is good but your CTA is weak, let's fix it. You need somebody saying, your client got a result, don't just celebrate it, document it. That is hand holding. Hand holding is not doing everything for you. Hand holding means helping you do the right things in the right order without wasting months. And this is something I genuinely care about, because I have seen people with amazing knowledge waste years because they were trying to figure everything out themselves. And honestly, I don't want that for you. If you already have the knowledge, why should you spend another year trying to understand every technical detail? If you already know how to help people, why should your business remain stuck because you don't know how to build the digital system? If you are ready to serve, why should you keep waiting for testimonials? Let's build the machine. Let's bring people into the machine. Let's help them. Let's create transformation and let's document the transformation. That is how your business starts becoming real, not just an idea, not just a course, not just an Instagram page, a real coaching business. And when you have that system, something very interesting starts happening. You stop worrying about where the next testimonial will come from, because you know what you are doing every week to create the next transformation. You stop asking, will people trust me? And you start asking, who can I help next? This is a complete different mindset. That is the mindset of a real coach. And now I want to take this one step further, because support is good, a system is good, hand holding is good. But the real question is, how fast can we build all of this? This is where I have created a very clear target for you: 45 days. In the next part, I'm going to show you what can we work towards in those 45 days. Your system, your proof, your testimonials, your first real wins, and your path towards profit. Because I don't want you to spend another 6 months preparing. I want you in the market. I want you helping people. I want you creating results. And I want you building your coaching business. Not someday, not when I'm ready. Now. Now, let me talk about something very practical, because I know what you are thinking. Okay, Sunil, I understand the problem. I understand that I don't need to wait for testimonials. I understand that I need a system. I understand that I need support. But what exactly are we going to do? Fair question. So let me make it very simple. Give me your commitment for the next 45 days. And let's use those 45 days to build your coaching business properly. Not randomly, not by jumping from one thing to another, not by watching 500 YouTube videos. One system, one direction, one implementation journey. And when I say 45 days, I don't mean that you sit back and I magically build your business. No, you have to work, you have to take action, you have to show up, you have to implement, you have to talk to people, you have to serve people, you have to create transformation. But you don't have to figure out everything alone. That is the whole point. Let me show you what this can look like. In the beginning, we work on your foundation. Who are you? What do you know? who can you help, what problem can you solve, what transformation can you create, what should people know you for. Because if your positioning is unclear, everything else becomes difficult. Your content becomes confusing, your offer becomes confusing, your webinar becomes confusing, and your audience doesn't know why they should listen to you. So first we create clarity. Clarity before complexity. Then we work on your offer. What exactly are you selling? What result are you helping people get? What is included? How long is the program? What support will they receive? Why should someone choose your program? And I want you to understand something. Your offer is not just a list of modules. People don't buy modules, people buy outcomes. So we make sure offer talks about transformation. Then comes your digital system, your landing page, your lead capture, your WhatsApp connection, your follow up, your email communication, your webinar, your sales process, your client onboarding, your delivery, and your testimonial process. Step by step. You don't need to become a technical expert. We just need to make the system work. And then we start bringing people into the system. This is where your content becomes important. Your social media, your videos, your posts, your educational content, your authority content, your stories, your offers. But again, I don't want you to create content just because somebody told you. Post 3 times a day. What is the point of posting every day if nobody understands what you do? Your content should answer one simple question: why should I trust this person to help me? That is what we build: trust, authority, connection, and eventually conversations. Then comes the most important part, your coaching delivery. Because getting a client is not the final goal. Getting a client is the beginning of your responsibility. You have to help that person, you have to guide that person, you have to create wins. Even smaller wins matter. Maybe the client gets clarity, maybe they launch something, maybe they get their first lead, maybe they improve their confidence, maybe they get more flexible, maybe their breathing becomes better, maybe they have more confidence, maybe they make their first sale, maybe they finally start taking action. Those small wins become transformation, and transformation becomes proof. And now we come back to the testimonial. Remember what we talked about in part 1. You were worried, I don't have testimonials. But now imagine this: you have a system, you bring people in, you onboard them properly, you help them, you track their progress, you create wins, and then you ask them the right questions. Suddenly, testimonial collection does not feel like begging, it becomes documentation. You are not asking people to praise you, you are documenting the transformation you helped create. And that is powerful. Now, how many testimonials can you create? You tell me. 20? Let's work for 20. 30? Let's work for 30. 40? Let's build the system for 40. I personally have collected dozens of testimonials in a month when the system, the delivery, and the follow up are working properly. And I want to teach you that process because I don't want your testimonial count to depend on luck. I want it to depend on your ability to create results. Now, let's talk about the 45-day target. My target for you is simple. We work for 45 days. We work towards having your crowd coaching business system ready. Your offer, your positioning, your lead generation process, your funnel, your webinar, your follow up, your client journey, your delivery system, and your testimonial system. And alongside that, we work towards building 30 plus testimonials or proof assets depending on your offer, audience, and implementation capacity. And yes, we work towards profit. But listen carefully. I will never tell you, join my program and I will magically make you money. That is not coaching. That's marketing fantasy. Your results will depend on your commitment, your execution, your market, your offer, your ability to serve, and your willingness to do the work. But here is what I can give you: direction, support, personal guidance, a system, accountability, and a clear path to implementation. You don't have to spend 6 months trying to understand what to do next. You don't have to keep changing your strategy every Monday. You don't have to keep buying another course every time you feel stuck. You don't need another folder full of PDFs. You need movement, because a perfect plan that you never execute is worth nothing. A simple plan that you execute every day can change your business. And this is where Sudarshan becomes different. We are not trying to make you look like a successful coach. We are trying to help you become one. There is a difference. You can create a beautiful website, you can make a beautiful Instagram profile, you can buy a premium camera, you can create a beautiful logo, you can make a fantastic presentation, but none of these things create impact. People create impact, coaches create transformation, transformation creates proof, proof creates trust, trust creates business. That is the game. And once you understand this, you stop chasing vanity numbers. You stop worrying about followers. You stop worrying about looking successful and you start focusing on one thing: results. So if you are sitting there thinking, Sunil, I am ready, I have knowledge, I have skill, I want to help people, but I don't know how to build the whole thing, then perhaps you don't need more time. You need the right environment, you need the right support, you need the right people around you, and you need somebody who can keep you moving. That's what I want Sudarshan to be for you. Your implementation environment, your support system, your fast track, and now there is one final question. What happens after you have the system? What happens after you have proof? What happens when people start trusting you? What happens when your coaching business starts generating income? You have a bigger opportunity, impact, because money is good, business is good, testimonials are good. But if you are a coach, there is something bigger. You have an opportunity to change somebody's life. I want to talk to you about exactly that: your impact, your identity, your income, and your legacy. Because perhaps you are not building a coaching business only to make money. Perhaps you are building it because you were meant to help people. And if that is true, then it's time to stop wasting. It's time to start building. Let me ask you something. Why did you decide to become a coach? Was it only for money? Maybe yes, money matters. Business matters. Freedom matters. There is nothing wrong with wanting to make good money from your knowledge. But I don't think that is the complete story. Because if you are really a coach, somewhere inside you, there is a desire to help somebody, to change something, to make somebody's life better, to make somebody from one place to another place. Maybe somebody is confused and you can give them clarity. Maybe somebody is scared and you can give them confidence. Maybe somebody is stuck and you can show them path. Maybe somebody has knowledge but doesn't know how to turn that knowledge into a business. And maybe you are that person. But right now you are sitting at home thinking, I don't have enough testimonials. And I want you to understand something. Your future clients don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be useful. They don't need you to have 10,000 followers. They need a solution to their problem. They don't need you have to have a fancy office. They need somebody who understands them. They don't need you to pretend that you know everything. They need somebody who can genuinely help them move forward. And that is why I don't want you to build a fake image of success. I want you to build real success, real clients, real transformation, real testimonials, real income, real impact. That's the difference. And this is what I want to help you build through Sudarshan. Not just a coaching program, a coaching business, a business where your knowledge becomes an asset, your experience becomes an offer, your offer becomes a service, your service creates transformation, your transformation creates testimonials, your testimonials create trust, your trust creates clients, and your clients create revenue. And then something beautiful happens. Your revenue gives you freedom, your impact gives you fulfillment, and your work gives you a legacy. That is the bigger picture. Now, let's talk about you. Because maybe you have been waiting for a long time. Maybe you have been saying, I will start next month after I learn this, after I create my website, after I get testimonials, after I get followers, after I become more confident. And I want you to tell you something: there will always be an after. There will always be another thing to learn, another tool, another platform, another strategy, another course, another excuse. At some point, you have to make a decision. I am starting now. Not because everything is ready, but because you are ready to become ready. That's how real businesses are built. And if you come into Sudarshan, I'm not asking you to become perfect on day one. I'm asking you to commit. Commit to showing up, commit to implementing, commit to helping people, commit to learning from your mistakes, commit to building your system, commit to creating transformation, and commit to becoming the coach you know you can become. Because I can guide you, but I cannot walk for you. I can walk with you. I can show you the road. I can walk with you, but you have to take the steps. And if you take those steps, the next 45 days can become very different from the last 45 days. Instead of saying, I'm planning my coaching business, you can say, I have my offer. Instead of saying, I need to build everything, you can say, my system is coming together. Instead of saying, I don't have testimonials, you can say, I am creating client transformations. Instead of saying, who will trust me, you can say, look at what my clients are saying. Instead of saying, I don't know how to make money from my knowledge, you can say, I have a real coaching business. That is the shift. From confusion to clarity, from learning to implementation, from waiting to action, from knowledge to business, from coaching to impact. And that is what I want for you. Now, I want you to answer one question, and I want you to answer it honestly. How committed are you? How committed are you to getting your first testimonial? How committed are you to getting your next client? How committed are you to creating real transformation? How committed are you to making profit from your knowledge? How committed are you to building your authority? How committed are you to helping more people? And finally, how committed are you to creating your legacy as a coach? Don't just think about it, write it in the comments. Tell me, I am ready. Or if you are still stuck, tell me what is stopping you. Because sometimes one honest answer can become the beginning of completely different journey. And if you're watching this right now and something inside you is saying, Sunil, I don't want to keep waiting. I don't want another course. I don't want more information. I want support. I want hand holding. I want implementation. I want somebody to look at my business and tell me what to do next. I want to build my system. I want to create testimonials. I want clients. I want profit. I want impact. Then I want you to take the next step. Join Sudarshan. Send me a WhatsApp message. Just write, Sunil, I am ready. That's it. You don't need to write a long message. You don't need to explain your whole life story. Just say, Sunil, I am ready. And my team will guide you on the next step. Now, let me make one thing very clear. Sudarshan is not for people who want to sit and watch. It is not for people who want another certificate. It's not for people who want to collect another course. Sudarshan is for people who are ready to build. Build the offer, build the system, build the audience, build the trust, build the proof, build the clients, build the income, build the impact, and eventually build the legacy. Because one day your testimonials will not be just screenshots, they will be stories. Stories of people whose lives changed because you decided to start. One day someone may tell you, you changed my life. And at that moment, you will understand why you should not have waited for the perfect time. You were not waiting for testimonials, you were waiting for courage. And maybe this is your moment. So, if you're ready, don't save this video for later. Don't say, I will think about it. Don't tell yourself, I will join next month. Join now. Start today. Get on the fast track. Let's use the next 45 days to build what you have been postponing. Let's build your coaching system. Let's create your proof. Let's work towards your 30 plus testimonials. Let's create real client transformations. Let's work towards profit. Let's create impact. And let's start building your legacy. I will bring my experience. I will bring my systems. I will bring my support. I will bring my guidance. I will walk with you. But you bring the commitment. Because when commitment meets the right system, something powerful happens. A coach is born, a business is built, lives are changed, and a legacy begins. So tell me, are you ready? Comment, I am ready. And if you want to join Sudarshan, send me a WhatsApp message right now. Sunil, I am ready. Join now, start today, get on the fast track. I am ready to walk with you. Are you ready to walk with me? Hit the hype option on this video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Take care.